Hey guys, Matt Science here, and today I am back in r/ProRevenge for day number 20. Oh my gosh. At this point, like, every episode I do at this point now, it's just setting in that I'm basically getting to the halfway point of this whole project. And yes, I did just say halfway point, because I still got another 4 months after this one. There's a lot of build up in this one. Anyways, today I have one story for today, but it's a big one. It has a lot of scaffolding to it and a bit of construction behind it as well. Let's get into it though. Construction Revenge, 10 years in making, and why I will never have another business partner. Hello r/ProRevenge, I'm back with another long one. This one has been going on for a decade, and I am personally very proud of it, very proud of how it turned out. TLDR at the bottom. A little over 10 years ago, when I was a young carpenter, I met a guy who I'll call Chad, because fuck Chad! Chad was a new hire by the company I was working for, and became my helper. We got along famously, even though he was 10 years older than me. He didn't mind working under a 23-year-old carpenter as an apprentice. Chad and I had worked together for 6 months when he brought up the idea of starting a business together. He figured between the two of us, we could easily run a crew and build houses. After talking it over with my pregnant girlfriend, now wife, we decided that it would be better for me to be an employee, but still a 50% partner for tax reasons and insurance purposes. Chad said that was fine with him, so we started laying out who was to take care of certain aspects of the business. Chad was to be the guy to find work, as I look, and still do, way younger than I am, and it doesn't instill a lot of confidence in the client to think their framer is 16. Chad, who was also to take care of payroll, insurance, and other financial factions, my duties were simple: staff and run the crew, and keep on a budget, something that came easy to me. I was to be paid an hourly wage, as well as 50% of profit after all business expenses. I never took my profit draw, as I rolled it back into growing the company. Things were great for about 6 months. The crew was working well together. We had a few houses under our belts, and a contract for a 10,000 square foot custom house with multiple outbuildings. Things were great. So Chad has never built a foundation, and we usually hire a crew to put the foundation in for us, as, like I said, Chad has never built one, and I personally hate concrete work. And we couldn't get a normal foundation crew, so I stepped up and said, fuck it, I'll do it myself. The company we were building for is one of the best custom home builders around, and doing a good job on this house could mean that we wouldn't have to pound the pavement looking for work. Work would be given to us. Perfect arrangement. Until it wasn't. Chad started spending money like it was going out of style. He sold his 2500 Chevy pickup and bought a new Jeep Wrangler. He had the Jeep for about a month or two before he sank it in water while 4x4 driving. And it caught on fire mysteriously a few days later. He received the insurance payout and bought a brand new Dodge 25 Power Wagon, which he, in short order, sunk in water within a few weeks. I never noticed the red flags, as Chad and I barely spoke face to face. He was the business side, I was the get shit done side. I finished the foundation and picked up the check from the builder. The builder said that we overbilled him by 25%, but he was happy with the work that done. But not to overbill again, and as he doesn't like overpaying, as there might not be any money left at the end of the build. I apologized and asked him to cancel the check and issue one for the work actually completed. He agreed to it and said, "I'm so happy to have honest people working for me." I usually don't pick up the checks, nor did I ever really look at the books, as it wasn't in the scope of my responsibilities. This prompted me to log into our corporate account and see that we are so far in the red that we couldn't afford to buy a red pen, let alone cover payroll. I showed up at Chad's house and tore a strip out of him. He apologized and promised to top up the account with his personal profit draw money. I go into work Monday to find the locks on our tool bin have been changed, my name removed from all accounts, and a letter taped to the tool bin saying I was dismissed from my duties for an undisclosed reason. I was fucking furious. I was not aware that as a business partner I could be fired. I found another job quite quickly and tried my best to put it behind me. That's when I found out where the money was going and that Chad had been slandering my name around town, blaming me for the missing money, as well as a bunch of egregious statements about my work ethic, trade skills, mental stability, and home life. Now I facetiously tracked all of our transactions with a simple journal and have backups of the transactions of our business account. I also happen to have backups of all our texts, voicemails, and pictures of everything. This is the revenge part. I took the evidence to my father's lawyer, Rip, a friend, who started a fraud embezzlement investigation through the CRA, Canadian Revenue Agency, Canada's IRS, and called the insurance provider to make sure they were being paid. They had never received anything. I called the builder whom we were building for and explained what was happening. He told me that Chad had essentially stolen around $30,000 for payment of work not completed and had broken into their office and stolen another $15,000 replacement value of equipment and tools. I did what anyone would do. I called the police. The police said they couldn't help me and said it was a civil case. And the builder said he wasn't going to sue, as Chad had no money, and it wasn't worth the headache. So I called his auto insurance company, sent him all the pictures of his vehicles, texts about them, and a short video he sent of him lighting the Jeep on fire. Insurance company filed charges against Chad and won. Chad is on the hook for around $130K. I've spent the last 9.5 years telling anyone who'd listen about Chad, and have had him essentially blackballed from the carpentry industry around here, because it's not slander if it's true. I have also looked up his criminal history, as it is public domain every 3 months or so, and make a point of showing up at his court proceedings or offering myself as a character reference for the Crown prosecution. So I've gone out of my way to remind Chad that he can't fuck me over without repercussions. And no, this doesn't end here. Years have passed and I'm still pissed off. I received a call from a guy offering me a job. It was the builder that Chad screwed over, not remembering that we know each other. After I explained who I was and this bridge is burnt due to Chad, he still offers me the job. Medical, dental, company van, gas card, corporate credit card. I accept his offer. First order of business, find another way to fuck with Chad. Through the grapevine, I find where Chad is living and working. New boss calls the company Chad is working for, and Chad is summarily fired. I get in touch with Chad's landlord, explain how he operates, and Chad is evicted for unpaid rent. He was apparently a couple months behind. I also managed to get his girlfriend's phone number, call her, and explain what this guy does to people, and his extensive criminal history, including, but not limited to, fraud, identity theft, insurance fraud, his many assaults, and his wanted picture published in the paper. Turns out she is the owner of his truck, primary operator, but he pays for the insurance. he cannot insure a vehicle until he pays off what he owes for the fraud. She tells me what she asks me what she should do. I say I'll take care of it. I call the insurance provider, explain what's going on, for them to tell me he doesn't even have a license anymore. They void the insurance on his girlfriend's truck, after speaking to her and set up her sting with the police. I personally get to be involved as I knew what was going on. So I sit and wait for the day it goes down. I roll up behind the unmarked police cruiser and quickly explain who I am and what my plans are. Police are thinking that they are just waiting to pull him over for driving without a license and no insurance. I said I'm going to call him immediately as soon as I see him. So he comes cruising out and I make the call. He actually picks up the phone to call me a bunch of names and the N-word. I am as white as the fresh fallen snow and promptly gets pulled over. Police issue a ticket for reckless driving, no seatbelt, no license, using a handheld device. During this, the girlfriend pulls up, proceeds to give consent to search her truck. In the truck, they find multiple IDs, stolen credit cards, a couple of ATM skimmer machines, and a fake police badge. Holy fuck! He was arrested on the spot. Revenge over? Right? Nope. Police then asked to search the residence he was living at. He moved into his girlfriend's house after I had him evicted from his own place. In the garage, they find a vast collection of stolen tools, a lot of which belonged to the builder I was working for from when he broke into their office, and they are all stupidly still labelled with the company's inventory control stickers. Oh my gosh. This brought on more charges, and he was reprimanded to police custody until his trial date. Well, justice is sometimes slow here in Canada, and his trial date was at the time 17 months into the future. Well, yesterday was his trial date, so my boss, who Chad ripped off, Chad's girlfriend, and I attend the hearing, just to see the man squirm. His judgment was 8 years in jail after being granted time and a half for time served, a $100K fine, 1,000 hours community service after release, and no possibility of parole. I got to watch him be taken away in chains twice. Never underestimate the fury of a quiet man. And fuck Chad. TLDR. Roasted red peppers, set oven to 350, 4-quartered red peppers, cover in olive oil, bake until salt, slight browning on skin, soak in Italian salad dressing until cool, return to oven with feta cheese on top, skin down. Remove when cheese starts to brown, a nice healthy addition to any barbecued meal. And writing is hard, okay? Oh my, I love how the TLDR is not actual TLDR, it's just a recipe. It's just a recipe for being patient on getting revenge. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. Anyways, with that story out of the way, I'm going to end this episode here. Links will be in the description to my main channel and also the second channel that you're on right now, with links to the playlist and the last episode. Go check them out. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. A ding, a ding. I'm the Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist out.